ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයෙන් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල සිසුන් ඇතුළත් කර ගැනීම පිළිබඳව
The Supreme Court has issued a guidance for the University Grants Commission on accepting students to universities. The University Grants Commission and the Department of Examinations are taking measures and have taken measures to act in accordance with that guideline.
තාම ඉක්මනින් සිදු කිරීමට අවශ්‍ය වැඩ කටයුතු පටන් අරගෙන තියෙනවා.
ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ පිළිබඳ දුන්න තීන්දුව ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා.
The Supreme Court verdict will be implemented, but the verdict handed down by the Supreme Court at the end states that the Z-score is issued by the Department of Examinations. The UGC only issues the cutoff mark. The Z-score is issued by the Department of Examinations and we do not have the power to issue the Z-score. The Department of Examinations does not have the authority to give us the marks and we do not have the authority to demand for the marks. This needs to be corrected and we will have to return to court.
ඒ ලකුණු අපිට දෙන්න. ඊළඟට අපිට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ ඒ ලකුණු ඉල්ලන්න. ඉස්සෙල්ලා නිවැරදි කරගත යුතු කාරණයක් ඒක නැවත අපිට උසාවියට යන්නට සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
අපේ මේ අපි ඇතර යෝජනා කරපු ක්‍රියාවලිය තමයි
The proposal that we made was to maintain patterns without causing any injustice to any of the students. If we had pulled the results separately and calculated the Z-score, then this would have completely turned around. So what must we do? We propose a system which will not cause any injustice to the students. That is what we did.
ඉතින් ඒ දේ තමයි අපි යෝජනා කළේ. මේ ක්‍රමවේදය හැටියට.
ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ දැන් දීලා තියෙන තීරණය ඔබතුමාලා පිළිගන්නේ නැද්ද?
නෑ මම එහෙම දන්නේ අපි මොකද්ද කළේ කියන එක තමයි මම පැහැදිලිව කරන්නේ. අපි මේක පොතේ ගැන කිසිම මේකක් නෑ. අපි ඉගෙන අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම පිළිගන්නවා. ඒක අපි ගරු කරනවා. ඒක අපි පිළිගන්නවා. අපි කරපු දේ අපිට තාම අපිට ඒ ගැන අපිට විශ්වාසය කරනවා. ඒ විශ්වාසය එතනගේ ඒක ඔයා ගන්න ඕන විදිහට ගන්න. ඕන විදිහට ගන්න. හැබැයි මේ ආචාර්යතුමයි මම පැහැදිලිව කියනවා අපි හදපු ක්‍රමේ අදත් අපි ඒ ස්ථාවරේ ඉන්නවා. ළමයින්ට වඩාත්ම සාධාරණ ක්‍රමේ අපි හදපු ක්‍රමේ.
News of the Supreme Court verdict was reported through various media yesterday and today. The Supreme Court verdict made the headlines of several newspapers today. The report stated that the relevant authorities should take responsibility for this and arrive at a decision. Meanwhile, the main topic of discussion at several media briefings convened today was the Supreme Court verdict on the 2011 Z-scores. When so many people said that the results of this competitive examination was incorrect, what did the government do? The government appointed an expert committee headed by Dara Vijay Tilaka. However, this committee did not reach any conclusion regarding the results or the Z-score. What we have to ask is whether the expert committee didn't identify this mistake. At the end, all what they had to say is that apart from a data entry error, there was no other flaw. I saw Bandula, who is playing games with these students, playing a game of chess with a year 2 student. He has a child's mind, that is his affliction. This is the kind of education minister we have. There is a risk that some students may attempt suicide. Education ministers who just like this destroy lives.
බජිරි ගැහුවට පස්සේ බජිරි ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා මිසක් වී ගන්න හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් බජිරි ගහනවා වී ගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. රටේ පාලනේ බාර දෙනවා.
We hand over the governing of the country to a thief and expect that he will not become a treasure hunter. The education of the country is handed over to a tuition businessman and then he is asked to protect free education. Higher education is handed over to the native pundit and we expect him to respect the lecturers. Is this ever going to happen? This is a fair verdict. In any country in the world where civilized politics is practiced, the responsible authorities in the government will resign from their positions. But in our country, politicians do not have any shame. When the calculation of Z-scores was being challenged in the Supreme Court, letters were sent to students saying they had qualified for the leadership training program. In other words, it was said that they had gained entrance to university. So what is happening here is, one day they will tell the children that they have been accepted to university, and the next day they will say, forgive us, there was a mistake on our part. The Z-scores were calculated wrong and you have not been accepted to university. Who is going to be held responsible for this? Meanwhile, the Ceylon Teachers Union and the Inter-University Students Federation convened 2 separate media briefings today to clarify their position. We are making it clear to Minister Bandula Gunawardena, do not try to run away from this. If the minister speaks 5 words, he is toying with people's lives. He has played games with the lives of 243,000 students. Also, the 4 million children receiving education have also been affected by this. A serious issue has arisen with regard to the breakdown in the trust placed by students in the independent institutions of this country, which are the Department of Examinations and the University Grants Commission. Ever since Minister of Education Bandula Gunawardena took over the ministry, he has had no other occupation but to reprimand teachers' unions, experts and those who point out mistakes. As a result of this, cases are being filed in the courts on a daily basis. The Minister of Higher Education and the Minister of Education will make a statement. They will present various justifications. They will make it appear as if there has been no issue whatsoever. They can make any statement they want. This government has ministers who are spineless and have no brains. While we can expect nonsensical statements from them, we cannot expect a solution to the education issue. The Ceylon Teachers Union says that if an injustice has been done to students as a result of this problem, the matter must be resolved immediately. They didn't show a red cents consideration for this case, and while it was proceeding, they said the leadership training will go ahead and issued notices on the 28th of last month. So what will happen to the children who paid 300 rupees for the book? While recalculating the Z-scores, ensure justice for these children too. Also, recompense the 140,000 students who applied for recorrection.
If there are changes to the Z-score, we cannot say right now whether the admission book will be renewed or whether fresh applications will be called.